Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another review on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So before we get started, make sure that you drop down and hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you will always be notified of my videos. I believe this was episode 8 of season 2. I actually did do notes, you guys. I don't really want to get into every single thing that happened on this week's episode. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. The mommy podcast, Tisha's mom podcast, okay? So she decided to do a live panel this week, and on the panel were her and Marceau, Kimmy and Maurice, LeDerick and his wife. And see, I kept getting LeDerick and LeBerick. Those are two very, like, I'm not used to those names. You know what I'm saying? Those are two unique names. And so for some reason, I didn't realize LeBerick and LeDerick were two different people. So I found that out. LeBerick is married to Destiny. And I don't know who LeDerick is married to, but he was the one on the panel. And real quick, these names, all these M's and all these LeDerick, we're going to have to give some people some nicknames, okay? Because I can't. It's too much. It's too much. We get into the panel, and they also had a Dr. Edith. I remembered her name. Dr. Edith was also on there, and she was the actual Edith Frazier. And she was the actual marriage counselor. She was an actual marriage counselor. Kyra wants to talk, so we talking. And excuse you. Let me record. They had a question from social media. Someone in the audience read it, and it basically said, "Is infidelity a deal breaker?" Honestly, that's the meat and potatoes of the beginning of this episode, okay? Marceau, which is Tisha's husband. Marceau looked like a camel to me. Is it just me? Marceau, we're gonna say camel toe. Camel toe. Shoot, that's almost close to camel toe. But the main part is when Camel Soul said, "I would just rather she not tell me." There was a black lady in the audience. She went, "Interesting." That was exactly her face. If y'all didn't watch it, go back and rewatch it. She goes, the black lady, she goes, "Interesting." And then right after she said that, Destiny and Melody were like, "Interesting." As if, interesting. Yeah. Mel said that Camel Soul only said that to kind of lay the groundwork for what's happening. Well, at least I didn't tell you. I think that makes it better. I agree with Mel on that statement. You know, something about that was just very disingenuous. Like, oh yeah, as long as you don't tell me. Okay. As if keeping the secret of affairs any better than as if that's. And we're going to see how this is going to play out later, because we're definitely going to see this if she doesn't tell me, or if I don't, if she doesn't tell me. I had a quote. He said, "What would hurt me most is," quote, "her telling me." Her telling me. So I feel like that statement is going to come back to roost by the end of this season sometime, and I'm waiting on it. And that when that black lady, me and the black lady make the same face. Interesting. Side note, that she was a dark-skinned lady. She looked like she had a natural hair, and it was blown out. It stopped about right here. I would have loved to got my hands in her head. She looked like she just had some natural hair that I would love to play in. I'm just saying. Random thought. And it was interesting because all the men, except for, I'll get on Maurice in a minute, but the other two men they did not show Dr. Edith's husband and his answer, but they did show LeDerick, and LeDerick was like, "Oh, if it was just, one dude out, he flew you out, you got flued out, that's one thing. But if it's somebody I know, that's another thing." What are these answers? Talking about, because then it'll be male ego. To each his own. Infidelity may not be deal breaker for people. There may be. But it was very interesting. I wanted to hear more of the women's perspective. I didn't like how they only played Kimmy's perspective. Now at first Maurice said it was, but then he was like, people make mistakes, and Kimmy checked them real quick. And then they were in the confessional. Maurice was like,
"It's a mistake, and sometimes you can get over it." I mean, Mel got over it.
And Kimmy looked at him. Kimmy swallowed and sat up in her seat.
So, well, I'm not Mel.
She let you know right then. See, in this here relationship, I don't know what's happening over there with La Derrick, La Dum Dum, and Camel Soul. I don't know what they doing. But as for me and my house, we will not step out. I wanted to see more of Tisha's point of view. I understand that she had a panel so that she would not have to be the only person having to talk, but it's weird that they didn't even show her response to that question. I would have been interested to see what she had to say about that, you know. I don't remember Dr. Edith answered a question that said something about God speaking to just the men of the household, or if he speaks to women too. And she made a very nice and valid point. So they did show some of the female perspective, but not really. I just felt like it was very interesting how that question was a social media question. And then the next question was something about power couple. And then LeBerick, now that's Destiny's husband's gonna reach over gonna point to Mel. And Mel's like, oh no, I'm not on the panel. Now, LeBerick was being messy. Le Dum Dum and Le Bum Bum. I'm sorry, that's gonna be their names. I just thought of that. That's gonna be their names, La Dum Dum and La Bum Bum, because I can't sit up here and the lyric, LeBerick, and then they just two ancillary characters. Anyway, okay, so La Bum Bum said, oh, I don't dislike them though. I just don't remember names, okay? It just is what it is. Oh Lord, Destiny's gonna be mad at me. She's gonna be mad at me than she was at Kim for talking about the chicken. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm just saying. That was messy. And then another thing that La Bum Bum said that I found interesting was when he was like, Martell told me not to come. Told me not to. I was like, dude, I'm already suited and booted. Oh, so Martell running over there. If he say don't go, you're not gonna go. If at the end of the day, I thought y'all were all acquaintances, all friends or whatever. You trying to be on the show, go, and don't go with all this extra animosity and things like that. That's what I was talking about last episode with Destiny. See, the Bum Bum and Destiny are one and the same. I see why they married. You get what I'm saying? I didn't like that. I'm just making it clear. I just didn't like that. I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. I'm just saying. I know that you want to get into the rest of this video, but before we do, you have to, if you made it this far, you like my content, make sure that you're subscribed with the notification bell on, because that bell reminds you every time I drop a video, and I'm dropping them, baby. So you don't want to miss out. Now, let's get back to the video. Moving on, so the panel ends. Yay, Tisha. Okay. She comes up to Mel. I said, look at that, both of them wearing black and white. Both of them wearing black and white. Y'all got a lot of similarities. Like Mel said, y'all got similarities with the logo too. Did y'all peep that too? I mean, what did y'all think? What did y'all think? Let me say that. They're both MB, so we have Embrace and what is the M Mommy Business. So it just so happens maybe they're both MB. But the logos, I mean, it's a big M, it's a big B, baby. What do y'all think? Drop down in the comments and tell me, what do you think about the similarities or maybe dissimilarities in their logos? I saw what Mel was saying when she said it. I'm like, I mean, that is kind of, you know. And then here y'all go wearing black and white, y'all looking alike. The exchange was really, really nice and pleasant, honestly. Mel extended the olive branch. She brought a little gift back with the olive branch. I thought that was really, really cute. That was nice. I liked it. I think Tisha really does want to let it go, but she does catty things too. You know what I'm saying? But I think that moving forward with the olive branch was a very classy and nice thing to do. So kudos to Mel. I like that. So then afterward, here comes Wild Wanda is what Mel called her. Here comes Wild Wanda, honey. She comes right up and basically Kimmy leaves. Her and Kimmy have an exchange. It was like a dismissal type of thing. Kimmy leaves. Kimmy later on meets up with Tisha and say, I got to walk away from your mama to keep cussing her out. Wild Wanda is a lot to deal with, okay? So she comes up to Mel and she goes,
I just want to know, why are you here? And why did you uninvite my daughter to your party?
And Mel straight up answer,
I excused her out of my party because she wasn't invited. I was invited here.
And that's the difference, Wanda. That's the difference. Do I think that it was a bit much for Mel to call security on the girl? Yeah, that was a bit dramatic. However, you know, it is what it is. It's her party. It's a private party. She can say who can and who can't be in there. It's her party. And everybody understands you can't blame Tisha for Wanda. If anything, I think Tisha is as passive aggressive as she is because she doesn't want to be like her mama. Honestly, if we want to be real, that's why she does the little slick jazz and the little passive aggressive things, because she don't want to be out and loud like her mama. That's my opinion. By the end of it, Mel says
because you are Tisha's mom and I have a mom, I'm gonna walk away. So and as to not disrespect you. Oh well, you ain't gonna disrespect me. All right, Miss One. All right.
As two adults, at the end of the day, they are still adults, and they're trying to leave mamas out of it. But if this mama keep coming for her, I would not. I'm saying Mel handled that great. That reminds me of a story, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get off on a tangent, but it is what it is. I remember I was in like the 11th grade, and there was a girl, a classmate of mine's, a mom, who came up to me and confronted me about some social stuff. You know, it's high school, some little high school drama. Came and confronted me about some high school drama. Y'all, I'm from the South. I was raised to always, you know, give your elders respect. So I just don't really talk back. As an adult now, I find my voice and I still do things in a respectful way. But as a child, I just believed in not talking back to elders. It is what it is. And so this lady was chomping me off. And I just stood there and just took it. And then I got in the car and I broke down, y'all. I was hyperventilating. I had a whole panic attack. I remember I was headed to go to dance class, and it was so bad to where I could not get out of the car at the center. Could not get out of the car. I had to call my mom just so that I could, because I rode over there with my cousin, so they had to call my mom just so that I would be okay. It was a whole thing. And let me tell you something, my mama bear was not having it, period. So I say all of that to say, you know, you try to lead the moms out of it, because once one mom attacks another mom's baby, you know, mama bear comes out. It is what it is. I completely understand it. So I respect how Mel said it. Mel said it in a way that was like, let me tell you something. I'm grown, so I could get you together, but I'm not going to. So let me walk away. That was a real nicey way of telling her that. You know what I'm saying? And I was here for it. That's like, honey, I done learned that. I'm talking about my mama. My mama's the queen of nicety. So will make you feel this small and use not one curse word. Okay? That was the exchange with Wanda. And Wanda, y'all, I'm in these different groups on Facebook about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And they're just like, can we vote to get Miss Wanda off? There's some people really like her, but Miss Wanda be doing too much. She does entirely too much. Well, we'll end this discussion with Tisha talking to Kimmy about families sticking together. So, I'm just telling y'all the conversation. Tisha basically said to Kimmy that she felt like she was her sister and that Kimmy left her out to dry last year during the reunion. And Kimmy basically was just like, I spoke my opinion. I agree. Just because you're my sister essentially doesn't mean I have to side with you every time. That's essentially what the conversation was to me. So I want to know y'all's opinion on that. What do y'all think about loyalty and about what loyalty is, and whose point of view do you believe in? Because Tisha was just like,
I just feel like there's a loyalty that you should have to me.
And I understand that, but I can be loyal to you and still call you out and hold you accountable, in my opinion. I feel like just because you're family doesn't mean that I'm always going to agree with you. We might disagree, but I can understand your point of view. You can understand my point of view, and we can move forward at the end of the day. I sided with Kimmy. And so at the end of the conversation, Tisha was just like, oh, I think that we've come to an understanding. I think we agree. No, Kimmy said something like, I hear your word. I hear it for what it's worth. And Tisha was just like,
I hope it's worth a lot.
That really, like the end of that exchange, it sounded, again, this is what I was talking about with Tisha and passive aggressive. It sounded very forceful and aggressive for Tisha, and Kimmy was just letting her have it. Kimmy was just like, it is what it is. We can agree to disagree. At the end of the day, Tisha is used to people being on her side to fight her battles and blindly agreeing with her. Look at Miss Wanda. And Kimmy's not going to be that. I think that they still, Kimmy is going to be committed to giving her honest opinion. She's not trying to be in the middle of this, but she keeps getting put in the middle of it. And honestly, just because I'm not gonna choose one or the other. I don't think Kimmy has to choose a side either way. I feel like she has done a good job in calling both out where they were and voicing her opinion in a non-harsh or judgmental way. That is where the episode ends. Next week they showed a little something, and I did see Kimmy is going to be putting on her voter registration. I just thought that was funny because that's such a Delta thing to do. I remember in college we used to always do voter registrations. So it's just like such a Delta thing to do. I didn't even realize Kimmy was a Delta, and I realized why I like her even more. But anyway, y'all, that's it. That's the end of this video for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please make sure that you come back because I'm going to be giving you more reviews on more great shows. If you have any shows that you would want to see, just make sure that you're following me on Instagram and hit me in the DM for shows that you would like for me to watch and review here on the channel. Also, I want to give a special shout out to my Patreons. Remember, for as little as $5 a month, you can join my Patreon and get early access to my videos, custom content, newsletters, and a whole host of other great things, y'all. I will be back sometime this week to drop some more videos. Make sure that you're with me each and every Friday for Face Beat Friday from 3 to 6 Eastern Standard Time. We got a lot of new stuff happening on this channel, and I'm excited for you to join me.